And there are hundreds and hundreds of political prisoners. Many of you might be thinking that I'm talking about Nicaragua, maybe Cuba, or maybe Venezuela. Well, it's no secret. For the meeting we are having here today, I'm talking about Brazil. Yes, I'm not talking about known dictatorships of Latin America. I'm talking about the biggest democratic country in Latin America. Before we came for this trip, for this mission, we had a conversation in which we said that there's a big chance that the moment we step our foot back in Brazil, we might go straight to jail. Even at the airport coming here, I remember talking to Bia, we were afraid that we would be detained before leaving the country. And the reason for that is because the same day that we were on the airport to come here, we had this scandal of Twitter Files Brazil. I don't know if you had a chance to look into it, but Elon Musk published the exchange of emails from former employees of Twitter before Elon Musk took over Twitter, in which Alexandre de Moraes ordered Twitter to censor all the right-wing politicians, to delete posts, to delete profiles, and forced them to delete them, but not saying it was a judicial order. Delete them, saying it was against their internal policy. Now, there's a question that I keep asking, and no one is able to explain to me or to give me a right answer. Why is it that Venezuela is considered a dictatorship all over the world, even by the leftists, but Brazil is not? When what's happening in Brazil is even worse than what's happening in Venezuela. Why is it that for Alexandre de Moraes to do what he does is a clear defense of democracy and the rule of law, but when the Maduro does it, this is something that I haven't been able to find one person to explain to me. One person. In Venezuela, we have institutions, right? What makes a country a democratic country? Throughout the history of humanity, we set in place devices and institutions with one goal in mind, to make sure that a tyranny will not happen again. Am I right? But tyranny is like a virus. They always find a way to adapt and use whatever was put in place to make sure it goes to power again. And they are learning how to do that even with our institutions. With Supreme Court, Judiciary, Parliament, Executive, everything. They were able to find a way. They adapted again. Brazil is today maybe the battleground for this new kind of dictatorship. A dictatorship that identifies as a democracy. Because nowadays nothing is what it really is, it's what it identifies as. This is the crazy world we're living in. We call it a trans democracy. A dictatorship that identifies as a democracy.